Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really nice, slow and intentional class for you. I'm super excited about this class. I just have like a good feeling about it. Do you ever like wake up and you're like, it's gonna be a good day? And so that's how I feel about this class. Like I just got good energy coming from it. So I'm super excited about it. And yeah, I hope you're excited too. I hope it can offer you a little bit of relaxation or a little bit of energy, whichever you need from your yoga practice today. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So you can start by lying on your back in any position that feels comfortable to you. So maybe the legs are coming out long in front of you, or maybe the knees are bent and the feet are pressed into the mat. You can allow your arms to come to your side. Start to close the eyes and start to focus on the breath. Being mindful of the inhale and being mindful of the exhale. Each breath, we see if we can relax a little bit deeper into the mat, allowing the mind and body to come to stillness. Letting go of anything that took place before this practice, or anything that may occur after this practice. And simply resting here in the present moment. Using the breath to tune in even further to the present moment. Start to deepen the breath here. Seeing if we can deepen the inhale and deepen the exhale. Noticing how the chest falls and rises with each breath. Noticing how the tummy expands and contracts with each breath. Noticing how it feels to invite new air and fresh energy into the body with your inhale. And release any stagnant energy or any tension through the exhale. We'll take a few more breaths here. taking a moment to
bring an intention or a mantra into our awareness. If you don't have an intention, I will share my intention with you, which is simply to follow my intuition with every movement, with every breath, to tune into the body and sort of go with the flow, follow what my body and my heart wants. I encourage you throughout this practice to make it your own. This is your practice, not mine. This is your time to spend with your body, with your breath, with your mind. Let's take one last deep breath here. Breathing in through the nose, maybe breathing into our intention. And exhale through the mouth, releasing all the air from the body. We'll slowly start to lift the arms above head. Taking a nice morning stretch here. And with your exhale, bring the hands to meet the knees, hugging the knees in towards the chest. We'll start to rock from side to side, starting to wake up the body, starting to wake up the lower back. We'll maybe start to drop the knees away from each other, sending them outwards, and slowly allowing them to meet each other, drawing these large circles with the knees. Noticing any sensations you feel in the legs or in the hips. And when you're ready, we'll start to draw these circles in the opposite direction, keeping our same pace. We'll drop the left foot to meet the mat, and we'll extend the right foot up towards the sky, bringing the hands behind the right knee, starting to flex and point the toes. Maybe rolling out the ankles here, cracking the toes if that feels nice. And when you're ready, you can slowly return the right foot down to the mat. We'll inhale the left foot up towards the sky, bringing the hands to meet the back of the left knee. And during those same motions, flexing and pointing the toes, maybe rolling out the ankles here. Just inviting some life and some movement into the legs. And with an exhale, you can plant both feet into the mat. From here, you can start to roll over onto your side and slowly press yourself up, coming into an easy seated position. Taking your time to get there. So we've come to an easy seat, legs are crossed,
We'll bring the hands to the knees. And from here, we'll start to go ahead and draw some really nice hip circles here. Moving nice and slowly, just rounding all the way around. Starting now to wake up the torso and the upper body. You can pause where you are and slowly create these same circles in the opposite direction. Using the hands on the knees to sort of anchor us and hold us in place. Beautiful, and whenever you're ready, you can come back to stillness in our easy seated position. From here, we'll go ahead and start to take some neck rolls. So we're noticing here how we sort of are waking up the entire body, but moving section by section. So we started with the legs, stretching them out, waking them up, and then we move to the upper body and the torso. And now we're bringing some attention and some love to our neck and head area. Noticing if there are any spots that feel tight, and maybe spending a little bit of extra time in those areas. When you're ready, you can start to roll the neck in the opposite direction. And whenever you're ready, you can come back to center. From here, we'll start to inhale the arms up above head, lengthening through the shoulders and spine. You can bring the hands to clasp and then flip them upwards, noticing how that feels in the shoulders. Take a big inhale here. And on your exhale, start to drop the torso towards the left side. Beautiful. We'll start to inhale back up to center. And we'll exhale, dropping the torso over to the right side. Beautiful. Inhaling once again, you can unclasp the hands. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky with an inhale. And we'll exhale, start to fold forward for a seated forward fold. Allowing the palms to come to the earth. We'll take a few deep breaths here, reconnecting to the earth,
reconnecting to the breath and reconnecting to our intention from the beginning of class. We'll take one last inhale here through the nose. And on your exhale, see if you can sink just a little bit deeper into the fold. Beautiful. Start to walk yourself back up. Moving nice and slow. And from here, we'll move into a seated twist. So starting with the left side, let's take the right hand, place it on the left knee. And we'll take the left hand and we'll sweep it behind us, turning towards the back of the room, twisting in the torso here. Let's take a deep inhale here through the nose. And we exhale, starting to send the right shoulder towards the right knee and lift the left hand up into the sky. Feeling that nice stretch in the side body here. If you'd like to deepen the stretch, you can send the arm even closer to the face, reaching it across the body towards the right side. One last deep breath here. Beautiful. On an inhale, we'll start to reach the arm back behind us, coming into our twist once again. And we'll exhale, coming back to center. Ready to do the same thing on the opposite side. Let's take the left hand and rest it on the right knee. We'll take the right hand and sweep it behind the torso, turning towards the back of the room. Still breathing here. Sometimes in our twist it feels a little bit, I don't want to say difficult to breathe, but we can feel a little bit more restricted in our breathing, so it's important to be very present with the breath here. Turning towards the back of the room, breathing deeply. We'll inhale together through the nose. And as we exhale, we'll start to lean over, bringing the left shoulder in contact with the left knee. Once again, reaching the right arm up towards the sky, or if you like a deeper stretch, it can come further down closer to the face. Not only are we focused on taking deep breaths during today's practice, but we're not afraid to acknowledge our breath and let our breath be heard. We're not afraid to sigh it out or inhale super deeply. Instead, we welcome the sound of the breath and the feeling of the breath.
One last deep breath here. And we'll slowly start to bring ourselves back up into the seated twist with an inhale. And with our exhale, we'll turn back to center. Beautiful. We'll pause here for any intuitive movements. Maybe you want to take some shoulder rolls. Maybe we need a few more neck rolls. Anything that you feel like your body needs at this time. And then whenever you're finished with your intuitive movements, we'll go ahead and move into tabletop. So in tabletop, the wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders, knees are stacked underneath the hips. And just a tip, if you need extra support for your knees, what you can do is fold your mat just slightly, and it will give you 2 layers of cushion instead of 1. You might spend a little bit of extra time in tabletop today, so I'm just pointing that out if you need that. Beautiful. From here, we'll start to flow through cat and cow. So starting in cow pose, draw the belly towards the mat, lift the tailbone, and lift the gaze forward for cow pose. We'll inhale here. And with an exhale, we'll start to drop the head and round the back, looking towards the knees for cat pose. Once again, we'll inhale, coming into cow pose. And we'll exhale, rounding the back, sending the gaze to the knees for cat pose. You can slowly start to flow through these 2 postures at your own pace, listening to your body, listening to your breath, and matching the movement to each inhale and each exhale. Let's take one more round of cat-cow. Warming up the spine here. And from here, we'll start to move into thread the needle pose. Starting with centering the left hand on the mat, we'll sweep the right hand up towards the sky, opening the chest here. Gaze comes up towards the sky, looking towards our right hand here. We'll inhale deeply here. And we'll exhale, start to send the right hand underneath the left shoulder, bending forward so that our head and shoulder rest on the mat for thread the needle pose. This is a deep shoulder stretch, so we want to send all of our breath and awareness to the shoulder here. Breathing into that muscle. whenever you're ready, we'll slowly start to inhale the right arm back towards the sky, opening up the chest once again. And we'll exhale, bringing both hands back down to the mat. Taking a moment to notice how both shoulders feel, and if one feels different from the other. From here, we'll center the right palm in the mat, and we'll sweep the left palm up towards the sky, opening the chest with an inhale. On your exhale, we'll start to sweep the left hand underneath the right shoulder, bending forwards, placing our weight into the head and into the right hand to support us. For thread the needle pose. In this pose, we're allowing the knees, the head, and the right hand to support us here. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, we'll start to inhale the left hand back up towards the sky. And we'll exhale, bringing both palms down to the mat. From here, we can bring the big toes to touch behind us. We'll widen the knees so that they meet the outsides of the mat, or the edges of the mat. And we'll start to walk the hips back for child's pose, extending the hands forward and resting the forehead on the mat. We'll take a few more breaths here. Really seeing if we can deepen the inhale, if we can deepen the exhale. Let's take one more deep breath here in child's pose. And when you're ready, we'll start to walk ourselves up, coming back into tabletop. From here, we'll sort of make our way to the top of our mats in tabletop, giving us some room to extend the legs behind us. And from here, we'll start to extend the left leg, bringing the toes to meet the mat. And from here, we'll sort of rock back and forth just ever so slightly, stretching out the back of the left leg here. I love this stretch after doing child's pose or anything where my knees have been bent. It's really nice to stretch out the back of the leg here. So we'll slowly use the toes to rock us back and forth. And whenever you're ready, we'll start to find stillness here. And then we'll slowly inhale the left leg up. And we'll cross it over so that the foot is on the right side of the body. So we've crossed the foot over the right leg. So that if we turn to the right side, we can sort of see the foot behind us. From here, we'll start to inhale the foot all the way up and over. Exhaling as we start to drop it down to the left side of the body. From here, we'll start to once again inhale the foot back up and exhale as we swing it back over to the right side. So what we're really doing is creating these large sort of swinging motions with the foot, swinging it from the left side and crossing it back over to the right side. But we're making sure to do this nice and slowly and intentionally. It's not a race. We're not trying to see how many we can do. We're instead matching our movement with the breath. Inhaling as we lift the leg, exhaling as we drop it to the other side. Beautiful. We'll take one more round. Inhaling the leg up and exhaling the foot down. And you can meet me here with the left foot outstretched to the left side. From here, we'll start to walk ourselves up, inhaling the arms up above head, coming onto the knee here. We'll inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll drop the left hand to meet the left leg. And we'll start to lean towards the left side for gate pose. Breathing nice and deep as we open up the side body. We'll inhale both arms back up. And we'll exhale, drop the right hand to meet the mat. Starting to stretch to the opposite side, bringing the left arm in alignment here with the left leg. We'll take a few breaths here. And we'll slowly start to lift ourselves back up. Both hands come to the sky with an inhale. And as we exhale, we return both hands down to the mat. From here, you can go ahead and bring both knees back down to the mat, coming back into tabletop. We can pause here and maybe roll out the wrists if we need to. We've been spending a lot of time in tabletop, so it's nice to roll out the wrists, give them a little bit of a break. And whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and come back into tabletop, ready to repeat the same sequence on the opposite side. I'm going to turn this way so you all can see. So this time we'll extend the right leg behind us. Bringing the toes in contact with the mat, we'll slowly start to shift our weight back and forth, stretching out the back of the right leg, stretching out the toes here. And then with an inhale, you can start to lift the right leg up and cross it over towards the left side of the body. You may feel a slight stretch in the left hip here. That's completely fine. Whenever you're ready, we'll start to create the same motion on this side. Inhaling the leg up towards the sky and exhaling as it drops over to the right side. Once again, we inhale the right leg up and we exhale it over to the left side here. Creating these sort of windshield wiper motions with the right leg as we inhale it up and we exhale it, dropping it back down. Knowing that we can move as slowly as we need to. Beautiful. We'll take one more round here. Nice and slow and controlled. And you can meet me here with the right leg outstretched to the right side. From here, we'll start to inhale onto the knee and inhale the arms up. And we'll exhale into gate pose, start to drop the right hand to the right leg and bend over towards the right side of the body. Beautiful. We can inhale the arms back above head and exhale, start to drop the left hand to the left side of the body, bringing it in contact with the mat and bringing the right hand above head, creating an alignment with the right leg. Deep breath here. And we'll slowly start to come back up, both arms inhale towards the sky, and exhale, coming back down to the mat. When you're ready, you can come back to tabletop, and then we'll slowly widen the knees, send the hips back, and rest in child's pose. Taking a moment here to reconnect to the breath. Reconnect to the body and the intention of the practice. One last deep breath here in child's pose. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And whenever you're ready, you can start to walk the hands towards the knees, coming into a kneeling position. Maybe rolling out the wrists once again if necessary. you're ready, we'll start to come back into tabletop. I promise we won't be staying here for long. Beautiful. From here, we can extend the right leg out behind us. And with an inhale, we'll step it through, bringing the feet in between the hands here. From here, we can maybe start to shift the left knee back just slightly for a low lunge position. In this position, it's important that we're not dumping all of our weight forward into the right leg here, but we're sort of lengthening through the shoulders and using the fingertips and palms to support us here, lifting the chest for this low lunge. We'll inhale nice and deep here. And with an exhale, we'll start to send the weight backwards, coming into runner's lunge. So we'll send the weight backwards. We'll let the right foot come onto the heel. And we'll stretch the right leg here for runner's lunge. With an inhale, we'll start to walk the hands forward, coming back into our low lunge. Feeling that left hip start to open up. And we'll exhale, walking the hands back, coming into runner's lunge. We'll take a few more rounds of this at your own pace. And when you're ready, you can meet me here in a low lunge. So that first position we came to. We'll bring the left hand to meet the mat, and we'll inhale, sweeping the right hand into the sky, coming into a twisted lunge here. Beautiful. When you're ready, you can return both hands back down to the mat, and we can bring both knees back to tabletop. From here, we'll start to inhale the left leg behind us, lifting it up off the ground. And we'll exhale, starting to pull it through, readjusting if we need to, but bringing the left foot in between the hands for a low lunge. Making sure that the knee and the ankle are in alignment here, and the knee is not going past the ankle. If the knee is going past the ankle, just shift the foot forward so that they come into alignment. And from here, remembering to lengthen through the chest and bring the gaze up ahead. Deep inhale here. And with an exhale, start to walk the hands backwards towards the torso. And start to lift the toes up off the mat, coming into runner's lunge. Pressing into the heel here. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of the left leg. Once again, we'll start to inhale, walking the hands forward, pressing into the left foot. Opening up the right hip here. And we'll exhale as we walk the hands backwards, coming into runner's lunge, lifting the toes up off the mat and pressing into the left heel. You can begin to flow through this at your own pace. And also know that you can take sort of like a monkey gorilla grip here and sort of make two fists and walk back and forth this way. That's going to take a little bit of the pressure off the fingertips and make it a little bit more comfortable for you. So play with that if that's helpful. But simply starting to flow through these two postures at your own pace. matching each movement with the breath. Feeling the hips and legs start to open. We'll take one more round here, moving from runner's lunge, back forward into our low lunge. We'll plant the right hand to the right of the foot, and we'll inhale the left hand up towards the sky, coming into a nice twisted lunge. Deep breath here in through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful. We can bring both hands back down to the mat, and we can return both knees back down to the mat, coming back into tabletop. And when you're ready, we'll take another child's pose, widening the knees here and sending the weight back, resting the forehead on the mat, child's pose. Maybe noticing how the hips and legs feel. Seeing if we can send our breath to the hips at this moment. Feeling grounded and supported here. One last deep breath in child's pose. And whenever you're ready, start to walk the hands towards the torso. And then we'll start to sweep the legs from underneath us, coming onto our bottoms. From here, we'll move into a seated tree pose. Starting with the right leg, we'll extend the right leg out forward, and we'll bring the left foot to meet the right thigh. From here, let's inhale the arms up above head, and we'll exhale, folding forward, reaching towards the right toes. Knowing that we don't have to touch the toes. We can touch maybe the ankles or the shin if that's more accessible. Just folding in that general direction. When you're ready, start to inhale the body back up. And we'll switch so that the left leg comes out long in front of us and the right foot meets the left thigh. Seated tree on the left side. We'll inhale the arms up above head. And we'll exhale as we start to fold forward, reaching towards the toes, the ankle, or the shin. Rather than reaching here and arching over in this way, it may be more helpful if we bend the elbows and rest the forearms on the mat. Whenever you're lift the body back up. And from here, we'll bring the feet to touch, coming into a nice butterfly stretch, maybe allowing the hands to come to the toes, and seeing if we can drop the knees outwards. If this feels uncomfortable, you can take 2 blocks or any props that you have and just place them underneath the knees as a support. And we'll slowly start to bow forward, not quite coming forward and extending the hands like a forward fold, but just simply dropping the head, bringing the chin towards the chest. Beautiful. When you're ready, we can inhale the torso back up. And we'll start to shift onto our backs, lying down. From here, we'll hug the knees in towards the chest, massaging the lower back like we did at the start of our practice. From here, we can drop the left foot to meet the mat and extend the right foot up towards the sky, stretching out the back of the leg. From here, we'll move into reclined pigeon, starting to bend the right knee and bring the right ankle on top of the left knee. We'll then slowly start to hug the left knee in towards the chest by clasping the hands around the left shin. Starting to pull that a little bit closer towards the chest if that feels comfortable. If this feels like a little bit too much on the right hip, what we can do is extend the left leg outwards, or we'll extend the left leg towards the sky, and that should relieve a little bit of the tension. We'll breathe nice and deep here in reclined pigeon. Maybe starting to rock back and forth just gently from side to side. And whenever you're ready, you can let go of your hands and allow both feet to come down to the mat. From here, we'll do the same flow on the opposite side, starting to inhale the left foot up towards the sky, bringing the hands behind the left knee. And then we'll move into reclined pigeon on the left side, starting to bend the knee and bring the left ankle in contact with the right knee. From here, we'll clasp the hands behind the right knee and start to hug it in towards the chest. Reclined pigeon. Once again, maybe rocking slightly from side to side, maybe extending the right leg outwards to relieve some of that tension.
Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, you can hug both knees into the chest. From here, we'll drop the hands to sort of like a T shape, allowing the arms to spread out at the side of us. We'll take a big inhale here with the knees at the center. And as we exhale, start to drop the knees over to the left side for a supine twist. Doing your best to keep both shoulders in contact with the mat. A few more moments here. And we'll start to lift the knees back towards the chest. We'll inhale here. And we'll exhale, sending the knees and dropping them over to the right side for supine twist. Once again, doing our best to keep both shoulders touching the mat. Maybe turning our gaze towards the left hand. Whenever you're ready, you can start to inhale the knees back into the chest. And at this moment, you can take any final poses that we didn't get to, or any final poses that you feel your practice would be incomplete without. Maybe windshield wipering the knees one last time. Maybe coming into a bridge pose if that feels nice. Really just listening to your body and stretching out anything else that might need just a little bit more love. And then whenever you're ready, you can come to your final resting pose for Shavasana. Whether that be legs coming out long in front of you, arms coming to your sides. Eyes coming to close. Taking a moment to feel proud of yourself. To really thank yourself for practicing today and showing yourself some self-love. Resting the mind, resting the body. slowly start to bring our awareness back to the present moment. Though you're welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you need to. We'll begin to notice the inhale and notice the exhale. Maybe we'll start to wiggle the fingers and toes, allowing the body to slowly reawaken. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly roll onto your side, coming into a fetal position. Keeping the eyes closed here. You are strong. You are safe. You are loved. Taking as much time as you need and keeping the eyes closed, you can slowly start to push yourself up into our final seated position. Coming crisscross applesauce and bringing the hands to heart center. We'll take one more last breath together before bowing to close out our practice. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose, and we'll exhale through the mouth. We'll slowly start to bow to each other. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing today. I am so proud of you for making it through today's practice and for really giving back to yourself. I wish you the world of love and light. And if there's any videos you would like to see from me, please don't hesitate to comment down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you're interested in more yoga videos. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Bye-bye. Namaste.